What if the wheels on your car melted in the summer heat? What if your shoes cracked and fell apart every winter? Can you imagine a world where rubber was just a sticky, useless mess that ruined everything it touched? That's exactly the nightmare the world faced before one man's tragic obsession changed everything. I'm your host for TheInventIQ, and today we're diving into the incredible story of vulcanized rubber, the invention that literally put the bounce back into modern life. You'll discover the self-taught genius Charles Goodyear, whose fiery passion nearly destroyed him. We'll uncover the centuries-old struggle with raw rubber, the hot stove mistake that sparked a revolution, the brutal patent wars, and how this one breakthrough powers your tires, your sneakers, your phone case, and millions of products you use every single day. Stick around, because this story of failure, obsession, and accidental triumph is about to blow your mind. Let's roll. The ancient wonder that failed in the modern world. Picture this: deep in the jungles of South America, long before Columbus, indigenous peoples tap the hevea tree. Milky white latex flows. They shape it into waterproof shoes, bouncing balls for games, even waterproof cloaks. Fast forward to Europe in the 1700s, scientists are amazed. Joseph Priestley discovers it erases pencil marks. Hello, rubber! Charles Mackintosh invents the raincoat in 1823. Factories pop up. Everyone's betting big on this miracle material. But then, disaster. In the summer heat, rubber boots melt into gooey puddles. In winter, they turn rock hard and shatter. Mailbags sag and stink. Clothing sticks to skin. By the 1830s, the rubber boom was busting. Factories closed. Fortunes vanished. People called it the greatest industrial puzzle of the age. Imagine living then, excited for new tech that betrayed you with every season. That's how desperate the world felt. And into this chaos stepped one man who refused to accept defeat. Key insight: raw rubber's temperature sensitivity limited it to novelties. Vulcanization would unlock its true potential for industry. Wow fact: without stable rubber, the automobile age as we know it simply couldn't exist. The bankrupt dreamer's relentless obsession. Enter Charles Goodyear. Born December 29, 1800 in New Haven, Connecticut. Hardware store guy, family man. But in 1834, everything changes. He's 34, broke after his father's business tanks. He walks into a store, sees a rubber life preserver, and asks the clerk, "What would make this better?" That question hooks him for life. Goodyear becomes possessed. No chemistry training, just pure grit. He experiments in his kitchen, his yard, anywhere. His family starves. Creditors haul him to debtor's prison multiple times. Friends call him mad, but he doesn't stop. He tries nitric acid treatments, gets a government contract for rubber mailbags. They melt in the heat. Failure after humiliating failure. Imagine telling your kids there's no food tonight because dad's mixing goo in the backyard again. That's Goodyear's reality. Yet his obsession only grows stronger. Little did he know, the answer was right around the corner, in a partnership with another experimenter. Key insight: Goodyear's early nitric acid work smoothed rubber surfaces but didn't fix the core problem. It showed persistence pays, even in total darkness. Wow fact: his dedication turned personal ruin into the foundation for a global industry worth trillions today. The hot stove mistake that changed everything. Now imagine a cold workshop. Goodyear working with Nathaniel Hayward at the Eagle India Rubber Company. Hayward had noticed sulfur made rubber less sticky. Goodyear buys the idea, mixes rubber with sulfur, keeps tweaking. One fateful day in 1839, he's got a mixture in hand, accidentally drops it onto a scorching hot stove. Everyone expects it to melt or burn, but when he picks it up, it's different. Not sticky, not brittle, flexible, tough, unchanged by heat or cold. He calls it vulcanization after the Roman god of fire. He spends the next years perfecting it, testing temperatures, adding lead, pressure steaming. In 1844, he patents it, U.S. Patent 3633. The world finally has reliable rubber. You use this every day, but do you know it started with a clumsy kitchen accident? That's invention, folks, turning mistakes into miracles. Key insight: heating sulfur with rubber creates cross-links between molecules, transforming it permanently. Wow fact: this process made possible everything from tires to erasers to medical devices.
The patent wars and endless court battles. Success? Not quite. Patent pirates swarm. Goodyear sues 32 times. In the US, he wins big in 1852 against rivals, but overseas, Thomas Hancock in England patents a similar process weeks earlier in 1844. Goodyear loses European rights on technicalities. He travels to France, exhibits at World's Fairs. A company fails, lands him in a Paris debtor's prison. Released, but humiliated. Back home, more lawsuits drain him. This one idea almost destroyed him, but it saved millions from discomfort and enabled modern transport. Picture Goodyear, graying, exhausted, still fighting for what's his. His family suffers terribly. Several children die young amid the chaos. Key insight: patent battles highlight how invention sparks fierce competition. Goodyear's legal victories protected the process in America. Wow fact: the tire company named after him came decades later, honoring his legacy, not his profits. A life of sacrifice and untimely end. By 1860, Charles Goodyear is 59. He's written 2 volumes on gum elastic, exhibited wonders at fairs. But debt? Over $200,000, a fortune then. He dies July 1st, 1860, in New York City, poor and broken. His wife and surviving kids inherit some patent extensions that help, but Charles never enjoyed the wealth. He poured his life into rubber, like few ever have. Key insight: true inventors often sacrifice everything for progress. Goodyear's story reminds us, innovation rarely makes the pioneer rich. Wow fact: Naugatuck, Connecticut became the rubber capital thanks to his work there. Modern impact and fun facts. Fast forward to today. Vulcanized rubber exploded after Goodyear. Bicycle tires, then cars. Henry Ford's Model T rolls on them. Airplane tires, medical gloves, conveyor belts, hockey pucks, you name it. Synthetic rubber during World War II saved the Allies when natural supplies were cut off. Today, smart tires with sensors, eco-friendly versions, even rubber in your toothbrush and keyboard. Here are mind-blowing facts. 1. Over 1 billion tires produced yearly, all thanks to vulcanization. 2. Without it, spacesuits and scuba gear wouldn't work reliably. 3. Carbon black added later made it even tougher for roads. 4. Goodyear's process enabled the entire rubber industry, worth hundreds of billions annually. 5. That accidental stove drop, it's one of history's most profitable mistakes. From ancient jungle latex to a bankrupt inventor's kitchen stove, vulcanized rubber went from sticky failure to the backbone of our mobile world. Charles Goodyear's tragic obsession proves one determined mind, even through prison and poverty, can reshape civilization. When I learned this story, I realized the objects we take for granted often hide epic battles of human spirit. This invention didn't just change materials, it connected continents, powered economies, and gave us comfort and safety on the move. It's a true game changer. If this fired you up, smash that like button, subscribe to the InventIQ for more hidden histories of the inventions that define us, and turn on notifications so you never miss an episode. Drop in the comments, which invention should we tackle next? The light bulb, the internet, or something else? Share your thoughts, and let's keep the conversation going. Thanks for watching. Stay curious, stay inventive. I'll see you in the next one.